Hello. Today I want to tell you about 10 phrasal verbs, and you're going to find it very easy to learn them because we're going to do them in a Sherlock Holmes story. Today's story with phrasal verbs, actually my first story on YouTube with phrasal verbs, is called The Duke Was Dead. A duke is a high degree of aristocracy. So if we have princes, then we have dukes, and we go down like that. So it's someone probably with a lot of money, a lot of family history, and usually important. So let's start with The Duke Was Dead. The Duke was dead, killed with a kitchen knife, found dead with blood on the kitchen floor. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson turned up. They arrived at their house. They had been asked by the police to carry out an investigation. The servant girl who found the dead Duke was very upset and in shock, and she could only say, but, poor girl. The servant girl, who was in shock, handed in her resignation to the widow. So the wife of the dead Duke, and the wife of a Duke is called Duchess. So she handed in her resignation to say, I can't work here anymore after such a shock. So she handed in her resignation to the very, very old, very, very ill, and very, very family-less Duchess. I'll write the harder words like Duke and Duchess in the comments underneath. The servant girl's father came to pick her up and take her home on his horse. Sherlock decided it was time to get down to investigating, and he was looking at all the clues. He started with the butler. The butler is the principal manservant in the old-fashioned houses. So the butler, the servant, Sherlock asked the butler what he was going to do, and the butler said he was going to stay on in the house and look after the very, very old Duchess, very, very ill Duchess, and very, very alone in the world with no family Duchess. Sherlock went over the clues. Lots of money. A dying Duchess alone. No broken doors. And a kitchen knife. But, and a knife. Soon Sherlock had worked out the solution. He understood the situation. Poor Dr. Watson couldn't keep up with Sherlock's fast mind, and he felt confused. But Sherlock said, "It is elementary, my dear sir. It is always the, who do you think? For the money. Who do you think was the murderer?" So, the clues, let's see, who do you think it is? So, the clues, let me find the clues. We have lots of money, a dying old lady, no broken door, the kitchen knife, and but. So, do you know the murderer? It is always the butler for the money. That's the story. Now let's go over it again, and we'll point out and we'll look for the phrasal verbs. You've probably noticed on my cards that I have some little letters which are the phrasal verb. So very good if you noticed my phrasal verb clue. There had been a murder. The Duke was dead, on the kitchen floor, killed with a kitchen knife. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson turned up. They arrived. Turned up. They arrived. They had been asked to carry out, so to perform, the investigation. The poor servant girl couldn't get her ideas across. She was in shock. She just kept saying, but. The poor servant girl handed in her resignation, so her letter to say she was not coming back to work there, to the very, very old, very, very ill and very, very sick Duchess with no family. The servant girl's father came to pick her up and take her home. Sherlock Holmes decided to get down to investigating. So to get down to start doing the work of whatever he had to do. He asked the butler what he was going to do, and the butler said he would stay on. So he would remain in the house and look after the Duchess. Sherlock went over the clues. So in the infinitive, it's go over. Yeah, so Sherlock Holmes went over the clues. Blah, 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 blah. Soon Sherlock had worked out who the murderer was. So to work out is to understand the situation or find a solution for a problem. Poor Dr. Watson couldn't keep up with the fast mind of Sherlock. So he couldn't maintain the same speed and rhythm as the very fast mind of Sherlock. First one, Sherlock Holmes turned up, to turn up. So it doesn't need an object after it. So to turn up is to arrive, appear. It could be that I lost my keys and after a while they turn up. Oh, here they are. They were in my pocket. To turn up, appear. So that one was Sherlock. The next one was they were told to carry out an investigation. So to carry out something is when we have to perform it. Usually it is like doing a process, like it could be carry out an experiment, carry out a procedure, carry out an investigation. And as you notice, it's to carry out, and at the end is the object, to carry out an investigation. I'll write all of these in the comments with asterisks where they go, for you to screenshot if you want. The next one, but. So, to get across, it means to express ourselves. So, the servant girl couldn't get her ideas. It could be my feelings, the meaning. So, I hope this activity is getting across the meanings of the phrasal verbs in context. I hope. Fingers crossed. So, to get across, to express ourselves. And as you can see, it goes in the middle, to get something across. Next one. Hand in. Sorry, I'm right on the letters. Hand in. To hand in. So to hand in is when we give something in officially, maybe an application, CV, my homework, my resignation, which says I don't want to work here anymore. And as you can see, it could be to hand my resignation in or to hand in my resignation. Next one, easy one. Pick up. So in this context, because this one has more than one meaning, but with this story, this context, to pick someone up means to collect them somewhere and take them somewhere else. Maybe I've called for a taxi to pick me up and take me to the cinema. Yeah, pick me up. We don't say pick up me. Okay, in the middle. To get down to something is when we say we're going to start working. So to get down to, and then the object is after. To get down to work, get down to studying, get down to my homework, get down to phrasal verbs. And then to stay on means to remain in the place, and we don't need an object or anything. Kim is going to stay on after school to help the people who have any problems, for example. So, which one? To go over the clues? If we go over something, it could be, for example, your teacher will go over your homework, will review it. I could say, oh, take your books and go over chapter 1 and look for vocabulary which describes blah, blah, blah. So to go over something is at the end. The next one, ding, light bulb. So to work out. To work out means you understand the situation in your mind, or you found the solution to something, or you realized something. And we can say to work the problem out, so it can go here, or to work out the solution or the problem or the mathematics sum, or why someone is acting in a strange way. Work out. And the last one, oh, poor Dr. Watson. To keep up with. To keep up with someone means you keep the same rhythm. It could be if you're running in a race. Okay, I don't run like that. Okay, it could be if you're running and this one's ahead, but this one can't keep up. It's going slower and the other one's gone. So to keep up with, I could say in my class, at the end to a student, are you having trouble keeping up with the other students? Yeah, they're not as fast in their learning process. So we keep up with someone. So, oh, it's so hard, I can't keep up with Jose when we go running. Or, I can't keep up with the speed of the teacher. I need more help. So, 10 phrasal verbs. Last thing. I'm going to tell a story again, but without the phrasal verbs. I want you to say the phrasal verbs in the correct place, and you can use the little initials to help you. So, let's see if you remember. The Duke was dead, killed with a kitchen knife, dead on the kitchen floor. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, they were going to an investigation. The servant girl couldn't her ideas and just said, but, her resignation. The servant girl's father came to her. Sherlock, work. The butler said he was going to look after the very, very old, very, very ill, very, very rich Duchess. He, past simple of this, the clues. Soon Sherlock had, bing, the solution. Dr. Watson couldn't. Sherlock's fast mind. So go over this video again with the story and then see if you can actually write down my story. If you can, put it in the comments and I will check it. Here are the phrasal verbs. You can screenshot this and save it. So click for more phrasal verbs or click, please, I hope, to subscribe. Have a great week. Bye.